Well, Johnny, we last spoke after Bradford. So much has happened since then. I remember the rain last Sunday night, Monday morning was coming down really heavily. Stayed in contact with Rocket because I thought training was going to get switched. Early next morning, start getting emails saying certain people should come to the stadium, certain people shouldn't. And the last line saying this game's not going ahead. How did you find out? What was your reaction?
Yeah, I found out Monday morning on the way to the training ground. I got a call from Craig, who'd obviously seen the images and found out what had happened overnight. We was just all shocked, to be honest. Couldn't believe what had happened. Certainly knew it had been raining quite heavily, but I think where I live it probably wasn't coming down as heavy, and didn't think it would be such an issue. But obviously once I spoke to Craig and the people down at the stadium, they made us aware of how desperate it was, to be honest. And it was a shock, and it was the uncertainty of not knowing what that meant, because we didn't find out about the game against Accrington straight away. We saw the images of the pitch and obviously thought to ourselves, well, we're not going to be playing at Plough Lane on Saturday, but we didn't know if that meant that we wouldn't play at all. And we looked into a number of different things around switching the game to Accrington, just trying to flip the fixtures. We looked at alternative venues and the club, and got to say everyone rallied round. We, as a group of staff and the guys down at the stadium and the board, we all explored really hard the option of trying to play that game, because we didn't want to have another free weekend. But it became impossible logistically. Was just a bit of a nightmare to get something sorted so quickly, and obviously it's an unprecedented situation. You couldn't make up what happened, and just another obstacle that's been put in our way as a football club. And I've got to say that the way that we've dealt with it, I think it's a credit to everyone. Just big thank you to everyone who played a part in the clean-up operation. First of all, the volunteers down at the ground, the professionalism that all the staff showed around handling the situation. I think the comms that the club put out were first class, really transparent in what we was trying to do. And then obviously the kindness that the people up and down the country have shown in donating to the cause as well, because it's going to be a hefty bill to pick up one way or another. That you look at it, it's going to cost a few quid, and a lot of people have really helped out to try and take a bit of the burden off of us. So in a really difficult week, I think it's shown what this club's all about, again, and I think it's shown what the football sort of family's about too.
Absolutely. I mean, I remember speaking last week to the commentator Peter Drury, and he said, rightly pointed out that this club has faced even bigger challenges in the past and urged us to keep fighting on, and we have done. Yeah,
I mean, it's in our DNA as a club, isn't it? The obstacles are put in our way and we knock them down. And this is another one. This is one that you just can't foresee. It's just a freak occurrence that's happened, and it's provided difficulties that we're going to have to overcome financially, and obviously for us with the fixtures and stuff like that. But it's important that if it had happened at a different time, I guess it could have been really dangerous if anyone was close to it. So thankful that no one was hurt and that we're able to deal with it in the way that we can, and hopefully we can get back playing at Plough Lane as soon as possible.
I mean, the fundraising itself at the moment has been put on hold. We're also fundraising for the community too, but it just goes to show how this club just springs into action in times of need.
It does, yeah. I mean, straight away that was up and running, and obviously people recognised that this was going to be a big burden on us, and to try and fill that hole. Again, the club have done that time and time again, where the supporters have rallied round and started from scratch. Got money together. You only got to look at the stadium that's self-funded by the supporters, and it's great that they got that up and running. And obviously a lot of help went in from people up and down the country, from a lot of other football clubs as well that reached out and helped us. So it was really nice to see that side of it too.
One of them, of course, being Newcastle. I mean, once we cross the line Tuesday night, it's a different matter, but their support's been outstanding as well, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. We want to say thank you to them as a club, and obviously they didn't have to do that. It was really helpful with switching the game so quickly. It was good that we got that in the diary pretty much I think that was sorted Monday or Tuesday straight away. So it was great that we got that in the diary, and they've helped out, and obviously they've made that donation, which is fantastic, and I think that probably encouraged other clubs and supporters to get behind that too. So yeah, certainly we go up there as we're going to be enemies on Tuesday night, but with a lot of thanks to them for the help that we need in our time of need.
So turning to the game, obviously as manager, you were preparing for Newcastle at home, then the possibility of Accrington Stanley, then switched to, of course, St James's Park again. How have you and the staff coped?
Well, obviously we'd started the prep for Newcastle, so we was well sort of down the road with that, and then we had to quickly switch focus to Accrington, because we was hoping early part of the week that the game would be on. Didn't know where, but we was really hoping that we would play Accrington. So from sort of Tuesday onwards, pretty much all the attention turned to Accrington, and then we find out Wednesday, Thursday that we're not playing at the weekend, and then it was back to Newcastle again. But it was good because we'd already started the Newcastle prep, and obviously gave us one more chance to see them. Obviously playing City on Saturday, that was televised, so we got to look at that, and I'm not sure how much we can take from a Newcastle Manchester City game. I think our one will look slightly different, but we're all looking forward to going up there, and it's a fantastic test for our players, obviously for us as coaching staff, and it's a brilliant adventure for our supporters.
On the subject of your coaching staff, and he's not going to thank me for this, but your first team coach Dave Reddington, he's got a pretty good record for Palace against Newcastle. 3 wins, a draw, only 2 defeats, I think.
Has he? Yeah.
Bad, is it?
Well, that's really good. Yeah, considering how good a side they are and how difficult a place it is to go to. But he's kept that one under his hat, Dave. He probably didn't want to shout that one too loudly, but he knows a lot about them. Dave knows a lot about them because he's, when he was working at Palace, he come up against them obviously twice a season for 3 or 4 seasons there. So he's quite well versed in what they want to try and do. They're a great side, and they're a really top team. Really impressive on Saturday against Man City, obviously the champions. So no sterner test than coming up against them, and a really good point for them. And obviously fantastically coached. Eddie Howe and his coaching staff are obviously right up there in the pinnacle of English football. So for us, it's a brilliant test to come up against the level of player that we're going to be up against, but also the level of coaching that we're going to be up against.
21st of August 2004, Tottenham win at St James's Park. Remember that one?
I think I might have a little cameo, did I, towards the end of that? What was the score? Did we win that?
1-0.
Yeah, 1-0, yeah. I remember it, yeah. So obviously we spoke about St James's Park and what an unbelievable place it is, and let them know that I've had a little run out there before now. But I think it was a little cameo at the end there just to try and secure the point. I couldn't even remember the result, to be honest, but I remember playing there, remember how big it is, and remember where they put, I don't know if it's still the same now, but they put the Tottenham supporters that day right at the top of the stand. It's an unbelievable place to play football, it really is. It's a special place. And it's going to be a special night for our supporters to go there and support their team. Well,
Newcastle have sold out. We've got over 1,000 going already, and as you say, they're going to be up in that top tier. And for our players, it's going to be a tremendous experience.
Brilliant, and this is why we do it, and this is the reward that we've got for beating Ipswich. We took that game really seriously. We went into it believing that we could win, and we pulled it off. And the reward for the boys is obviously it was meant to be a home game, which would have been a great test, and they probably gave us an even more of a chance in the game. It becomes even more difficult now going to St James's, but the lads get to experience what it looks like. They should all be trying to attain one day to play in stadiums like that week in, week out in the Premier League, and hopefully some of them go on to do that. And for them to get a little taste of it Tuesday is special, and it's balancing that bit between how special of a night it will be for them and us as a club and our supporters, and also taking it really, really seriously, trying to go there and get a positive result, which is obviously going to be unbelievably hard, but we have to believe in it, and we have to go there with a game plan that's going to give us a chance of doing that.
With the team news, I think you mentioned Johnnie suspended for this one.
Yeah, Johnnie picked up 2 yellows already in the competition in the previous 2 rounds, so he can't play. He's suspended. He misses out. and then obviously late calls on the guys that spoke to you before. When wherever I've done my last press, you can't remember now. But Reeves obviously has missed the last game, and probably he would be the one that we have a doubt about whether he'll make it. Aaron Sassu's trained with us all week. Obviously he's been out a while, so whether we involve him or he just travels with us, we'll make a late call on that. But he's looked good in training. He's looked sharp. He wants to be involved, so we're hopeful that he can. It's 9 subs as well, so it gives us a little bit of flexibility with what we're doing with the bench.
And as you said, you've seen the City game at the weekend, and like with the Ipswich game as well. I mean, whoever they're going to put out, it's going to be top draw players, but I suppose that's where you concentrate more on a game plan and what we're going to do out there, really, isn't it?
Well, yeah, because it's hard to second guess. We know what they're going to do as far as their structure, their style. I don't think that will change regardless who plays. And whoever does play, they're going to be all right, and they're not going to be too bad players. So we have to concentrate on our structure and how we're going to try and stop them, how we're going to try and combat them. It's probably not worth me trying to second guess who's going to play where. And how many changes they're going to make. I'm sure they'll make a few. They've got a good squad, and there's probably players that Eddie feels needs a game. But he's going to want to take it really seriously. I think Newcastle will probably be looking at it as an opportunity to win a trophy this year as well in that competition. So we expect them to be full throttle in whatever they do, and that we're preparing for the best possible Newcastle. And I think that if we do that, that gives us the best possible chance too.
Brilliant. Best of luck, Johnny.
All right, cheers, Rob.